What would you do if a lie told by your own child not only destroyed your marriage but nearly sent your innocent husband to prison? In today's story, I was faced with a nightmare that became my reality, and it all started with one catastrophic lie that my daughter refused to take back until it was far too late. I'm not in a good place right now, and it's taken me days to even gather my thoughts. My husband, Mark, has asked for a divorce. It's over. Before I get into the devastating final conversation, let me answer a few things. We have locks on every single door in our house. To this day, I still don't know why my 19-year-old daughter, Lily, didn't use the lock on her door. As for the security cameras, none are pointed at any private rooms. We have one at the front door, one at the back door, and another at the end of the main hallway. From that hallway camera, you can see every bedroom and bathroom door, which is how I knew the truth. And the bathroom in our master bedroom? It's completely shut off and unusable while it's being renovated, which is why Mark had to use the main bathroom in the first place. On Friday, Mark came home. He asked to talk, and the moment I saw the look on his face, my heart sank. He sat me down and showed me his phone. The messages from my own family members were just outright horrible. They were calling him a predator, a creep, asking him how many times he had taken a peek before. I don't recognize my family anymore. I could understand their anger if he had actually done something wrong, but he hadn't. Their immediate leap to such vile hatred over what was a simple, innocent mistake told me one of two things: either they refused to listen to reason, or they had hated him from the start and were just using this as an excuse to finally get rid of him. The fallout had bled into his professional life. He told me my family members had called his office. He was called into a meeting with HR to explain himself. Thankfully, his company knows him well, and they believe him. They refused to take any action unless a formal case was brought against him, so he's still employed, but the damage was done. As one person later commented online, he was sitting at his parents' house just waiting to be arrested. That is a level of trauma you can't just undo. During our talk, he told me he still loves me and knows that I stood up for him, but Lily's actions and the resulting accusations have made him scared. He described sitting at his office or at his parents' house every single day, just waiting for the police to show up at the door and arrest him for a crime he never committed. He looked me in the eyes and said, "Her lies broke me. I can't see a way back from this." I begged him to reconsider. I pleaded for us to go to counseling, but he refused, saying everything was too broken to fix. I told him I would kick Lily out, that I had already laid into her for what she'd done, but he just shook his head. "You're missing the point," he said. "My life could have been completely ruined because of a lie. Your family will never trust me again. They'll always harbor hatred and suspicion." He explained that even if Lily cleared his name now, after so much time had passed, they would just assume we had forced her to do it, making things even worse. In their eyes, he said, he would always be the creep. Desperate, I asked him, what if I cut them all off? We could move away. I was already doing it. I showed him my phone, the messages I'd sent to every single family member who refused to listen, right before I blocked their numbers. He just asked quietly, "What about Lily? If we moved, would you abandon your daughter?" Because I never want to be near her or be alone with her ever again. I didn't know how to answer that. And in my silence, he found his answer. He said, "This is why it's better for us to get divorced." He continued, his voice soft but firm, "I would never ask you to abandon your daughter. I wouldn't expect you to do that for my sake. But if you did, I don't know if I could ever look at you the same way again. The only solution here is for us to go our separate ways." At that moment, Lily came running down the hallway into the living room, crying. She must have been listening to our entire conversation. Before she could get a single word out, Mark shot up from the couch, holding his hands out defensively. "Don't come any closer," he said, his voice sharp with panic. "Before you say anything, I'm going to record this conversation." He pulled out his phone. I saw something in Lily's eyes break at that moment. The full, crushing weight of her actions seemed to hit her all at once. It was in that instant she finally understood. She spoke of her lie like a childhood prank gone wrong, completely unaware that in the adult world, some mistakes don't just blow over, they detonate, leaving nothing but ruin in their wake. She begged Mark to forgive her, stammering that she never meant for it to get so out of hand. She claimed she was just making up scenarios with her cousin, and it was the cousin who ran with it. Mark's voice was cold. Then why didn't you clear it up immediately? Lily whispered that she didn't think it would go this far. That everyone knew him and it would just blow over. Without a word, Mark turned his phone around and showed her the messages from my family. Lily went completely silent, her face turning pale as she read the venomous words her lie had inspired. We talked for 4 hours. By the end, the decision was final. Mark said he would give me and Lily 3 months to move out of the house, as it belonged to him from before our marriage. He said Lily could keep her car, which was a gift, and that he would pay for the rest of her current year's tuition, but nothing more after that. He said he hadn't gotten a lawyer yet and hoped we could handle it amicably, but that I should get one. This wasn't cruelty. It was the chilling sound of a man pushed past his breaking point. Mark's calm, procedural tone revealed the profound depth of his wound. The love he felt for me was still there, but it was now sealed behind a wall of self-preservation, too shattered to ever be repaired. He promised to be fair, that he didn't harbor anything against me, but he simply couldn't stay in the relationship. Lily just sat on the floor, looking like a ghost. I felt numb, listening to him discuss the end of our life together, the splitting of our assets, as if he were returning a defective appliance to a store. He was talking about 5 years of our lives like they were nothing. After he left the house, I just sat on the couch in a daze. I can't remember if I was crying or talking. The world around me was muffled. The silence was only broken by Lily, who was now sobbing uncontrollably on the floor, repeating sorry, sorry, sorry over and over again. I don't know how long I sat there, but eventually I got up and looked out the window. His car was still in the driveway, and inside, I could see him, his head in his hands, crying. Seeing him completely broken like that, it broke me too. Lily and I haven't spoken a word to each other since that night. In a sudden fit of conscience, she sent the hallway camera video to all our family members, finally clearing Mark's name. Now, they show up at my house trying to apologize. I just close the door in their faces. They text, they call, they make new social media accounts to harass me with apologies, but it's too late. I don't want to lose my husband. He is the first man who has ever treated me with true kindness, respect, and love, and now it's all gone. I have tried talking to him, begging for counseling, but every time he just texts back, I can't take the risk. I've gone to his parents' house, but they wouldn't let me see him. I even went to his work, only to be told his boss had sent him home. As one commenter wisely pointed out, the more I reach out and violate the boundaries he's setting, the more I'm likely just building his resentment. My desperation is making things worse. I don't know how to fix this. I have to move out of our home. I don't want anything from him in this divorce, I just want him. But I'm facing the reality that I am going to lose this wonderful man because of my daughter's lie. She didn't just ruin his life, she ruined mine, too, and left us both without a home. Ultimately, this ordeal taught me the most brutal of lessons. Trust, once shattered by a malicious lie, can never be fully restored, and the fallout can cost you everything and everyone you hold dear. What would you do if you were faced with an impossible choice between your child and your partner? And is there ever a way back from a betrayal that deep?